Aries, what's going on? How you doing? Let's go ahead and hop into your reading, okay? I actually already pulled the cards for the most part because I'm working with the archetypes guidebook, the Wild Unknown Archetypes. And I wanted to pull some clarifiers to see what the mutual feelings are. I'll start with the mutual feelings really quickly, okay? There's still a couple more cards that I'll pull during the reading, but until I get more familiar, I'm going to pull some cards ahead of time, okay? I'm just saying that for people that like, when you pull the cards during the reading. Just explaining. So, you and this person, the mutual feelings that you two share is absence. I feel like a part of me is missing without you. Okay. So, I'm definitely getting, separation of some sort. This person more than likely is at a distance from you, Aries, or there's been time apart. There's been time apart between you two. Okay. So, how you showed up, which I had to smile, Aries, is you show up as the king. Your archetype is the king in this connection. And one of the definitions of the king is the emperor, which is your card in the tarot deck, okay? You have that clarified, ironically, right, with the king of swords. So here you are, okay? So, Aries, the king is the ruler, okay? And I feel like right now, because of the description of this archetype and how this king of swords is sitting, I think you're trying to operate from a place of wisdom, and you're really sitting with your thoughts, okay? You're like in contemplation. That's how I'm seeing you. Whenever you think about this connection, you may be thinking of what to say or what to do. You could be weighing out, operating from a place of ego versus more of I think you're trying to understand this person, okay? I think your ego, which all of us have the ego, by the way, and let's not associate the ego with being bad. Okay, the ego is necessary, or else we wouldn't have it. But I think you're going back and forth between maybe standing firm on a decision that you've already made about who this is and about the situation with you two. I feel like you've already made like a ruling because the king is the ruler. So you've made some sort of ruling about this situation, but I still feel like you're contemplating that, that decision or that, ruling. And you may be asking yourself, maybe you made that decision from a place of ego, in a way where, let's say, you felt disrespected by this person and you felt like you had to make some sort of call, you had to make some sort of ruling on the situation based off of not being disrespected, okay? But something is bringing you back to the situation, and I'm getting like second thoughts, all right? You're thinking about this, and You're in more of a space of like observing. You're still looking at the situation. Okay. You're still observing things about the situation and what to do. Something is telling me like you're not, even if you felt like you made some sort of final decision about this connection, something doesn't feel final. Okay. And what confirms that even more is when I asked how you feel towards this person is runner. But it says, I don't want to run anymore. Okay. So it's not like even maybe that you ran from this person, Aries. It's just you're not running away from your thoughts. You don't want to run away from your thoughts about the situation. And even if you've created distance in terms of communication, you know, a lot of you aren't speaking to who this is, because you're showing up in this King of Swords energy. Even if you distance yourself, it's almost like you're stopping. Like you've created a level of distance and you're like, okay, we're going to like kind of stop here. We're going to stop here and we're going to evaluate. I'm almost getting like the Hermit with you. Okay. Some of you may have Virgo in your chart. So you're like, I just see you like, wait a minute, let's think about all of this. Let's think about what's happened. Yes, I've made, you know, some sort of decision, but you're just sitting with it. You're not running away from your thoughts. You're in a very logical space though. You want to make sure that you are, because I'm hearing like once you're really done, or once it's final, it's final. Okay. Okay, interestingly enough, your person is coming up with Anima Mundi. Okay, so this is kind of like the World card. And I saw that too when I was looking at the symbols. So this is the energy of the World card. So whatever space this person was in with you, Aries, they're done with that. There has been a lesson learned. It's almost like this person's like, okay, I've learned my lesson in this, you know, experience with you, Aries. Okay. And I'm getting to Aries, like there's this sense of like almost even awakening happening with your person. And I feel like they're not ready, because you have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. They're not ready to embrace a new beginning, or they're not ready to accept that, you know, having a new start without you involved, having a new start without you involved, they're just not ready to, they don't view that as like a good thing. Okay. You know, they don't, Ace of Pentacles is upright. It's feeling as though like there's opportunity, new opportunity, but they're not looking at a new beginning without you as a new opportunity. They're not ready to embrace that. Okay. And with how they feel, what further clarifies that is mend. I want to fix our connection. So I do feel they're at a point where like they've put all these pieces together about what's happened with you two. And even before they can like go to the next step or, you know, entertain a new opportunity, so to speak, again, they're not ready for that because they're still wanting to like, I don't want to say just like, again, fix things, right? It's not, it is about fixing things with you, but they're recognizing that before they can accept anything else or move on, they want to embrace having like a maybe reconciliation with you, okay? Reconciling with you. Now, this person could be a fixed sign, or it could be a Capricorn. So it could be could be a Scorpio, could be an Aquarius, could be a Leo, definitely Taurus, definitely Taurus and Capricorn, okay? I feel like this person wants to, you know, maybe make some sort of offer, make some sort of gesture here, Aries. So I'm getting other things with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse. But they don't know where to start. Okay, they don't know where to start. They may also be like hiding the fact that they want a new beginning with you. They may also feel like you don't view them like the Ace of Pentacles. You don't view them as, you know, a valuable opportunity anymore. Okay. What actions does Aries want to take towards this person right now? This wanted to come up. The Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Nine of Pentacles isn't necessarily like an action-oriented card. It's more so about you. I think the first step for you is getting yourself into a comfortable space. Okay. Feeling relaxed and confident. Hold on. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles, it's not like taking an action towards them. I feel like this energy, you being in the King of Swords, is uncomfortable. It's like you have to have your guard up. It's you feeling defensive. And I'm getting like, again, this is also Virgo energy. All right. But it's not like the Hermit. It's you just being okay. You know, again, feeling comfortable and grounded. You know, I think you want to, again, look, I don't want to run anymore. I think that you could be like, well, I don't want to run away from this anymore. I don't want to run from it. I want to feel at ease. Okay, so this is more so about you getting yourself into a more comfortable energy. Okay. Maybe even like feeling like yourself again. Like it's like putting yourself back more into a feminine energy. Okay. It doesn't matter what, you know, whether you identify more with masculine or feminine, it's putting yourself back into this, you know, space of flexibility and, like I said, being comfortable. What action does this person want to take towards Aries right now? Four of Cups. Oh yeah, they're definitely like pouting, okay? So I'm definitely getting like a, you know, bit of a stubborn energy. We've got some Cancer vibes, even Taurus, okay? Some more Taurus energy. I feel like it's interesting because whenever I see this, see how there's like this offer coming in, right? Almost like an Ace of Cups. That's always how I look at this. And it's interesting that I was saying this person like wants to reconcile, because this is the Three of Cups right here. So they're focused on, you know, they would like to reconcile with you. They would like to be in the same space as you, enjoy time with you, okay? And again, there may even be like some sort of new opportunity right now, but I don't know. I feel like they may have this sense of like, you know, is this whole completion with Aries, is that like me needing to move on? Do I have to move on? Do I have to embrace a new beginning? Is this an opportunity for a new start? But they don't really want it. See how she's looking away from it? She's like, yeah, okay, whatever. They don't really want it. But again, it's not a very like action oriented energy. So this is, you know, you, and here they are. Okay. So right now they're just kind of like sitting there and wanting communication, you know, missing you. But right now they just kind of want to sit in their emotions about it. And yeah, at the top of the deck, you have the Five of Cups, which is like a loss, feeling a loss, okay? Missing you. So that's where I see you all at right now, okay? I'm going to stop this here and continue this over on part 2. The links for part 2 are in the description, top of the comments, okay? Aries, on part 2, I'm going to get into what archetype am I seeing your person show up for you, show up as, you know, in the month of the remainder of May, okay, at this point with the current energy. So everything I pull in part 2 is based off of the current energy. So yes, what archetype are they showing up as? You know, what energy? How are, you know, they feeling towards you for the remainder of May? What actions do I see them taking? What archetype are they wanting you to show up as? You know, what are they wanting from you? What do they want the overall connection to be with you in this lifetime? What mutual feelings do I see between you two in May? What outcome I get for May, and what lifetime outcome do I get for you all? Again, based off the current energy. And then I'm going to pull, give you a timeline of forward movement, whatever you want with this person. I'll tell you when I see that happening. And then we're going to pull advice. What, you know, how are you being advised to show up? You know, what archetype are you being advised to show up in order to get what it is you want with this connection? And then what archetype is your higher self advising you to tap into? Okay. So if you want to continue the reading, then you can join me over on part 2. Like I said, the links are in the description, top of the comments. If this is where we part ways, Aries, good luck with everything. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. Peace.